Hello everybody, we are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. So I'm seeing something interesting going on here. What's happening is that, I'm seeing your will and your desire be speaking to you, but your guides are saying rather than act on this immediately, you want to learn what you can from it and what that is saying to you, what that means. So there's something here about learning from what you desire, what you want to go after, what you want to move forward with. And maybe asking yourself some deeper questions about that. What you want to move forward with, what you feel inspired by, what you want to run towards. What is that for you? What is it telling you is what I'm hearing. Some of you are going through something right now where there's a difference between what your intuition and your heart are telling you to move towards as far as what's inspiring to you and what's exciting to you. And then there's this other thing that you're dealing with, and you may be getting your wires crossed a bit. There's this other thing that's based on your desire system. So these are two different things, even though they can seem similar until we become more familiar with them. But this can be sort of your knee-jerk reaction, but it's going towards these things that you're kind of outsourcing these things to whatever this is that you're going towards. And that's where the fault is going to lie, because it's you're going to get to the top of the mountain with this and then feel it's very empty and be why am I not fulfilled here? And it's because you're outsourcing something to go in this direction rather than internally being that resource. So that's something that's being managed here. And it can be confusing too, because it's well, why are my desires telling me to go in this direction if it's going to be something that ends up lacking substance for me? So that's sort of what's being figured out right now. So that's why I'm seeing your guides be follow this, play the tape to the end, and ask yourself, why are you drawn towards this? Why do you want to move in this direction? What about this is attractive? What about this is appealing? And are you able to satiate that some other way? And also, is it telling you that you're not doing something for yourself and you're trying to outsource this, and that's where you're trying to get this from, when really you could be doing this for yourself? Because the thing is that if you latch onto this thing, it will create a dependency because of this being outsourced. So you're going to think that you need this in order to fulfill it, when really you can actually do it for yourself. Which no way is better than the other. If you want to outsource this and go through that experience of experiencing the separation and the coming together and then the loss and the grieving and all of that, because it's something outside of you, and that whole this thing not being perennial and it being very fleeting, then that's just something that you want to experience. So there's nothing wrong with going in that direction in that way, but it will mean that you're going to get to the top of the mountain and be this isn't what I thought it was going to be. It feels empty to be up here, and I did all this stuff to get here, and why do I still feel like this? So you may be searching for a feeling that you think you're going to get from going after this. Just in this particular situation. I'm seeing a new beginning that you're working on, and even though this is a new chapter, I'm seeing you've carried over work that you'd been doing into this chapter. So it seems for some of you, I'm hearing refresher course. So it can seem like a renewal or a new chapter that's happening, but what I'm seeing is that it just feels like a new semester that's happening. but the work has carried over. So you're not like starting fresh where you like haven't touched any of this. I'm seeing it's stuff that you've already like come a really long way with. But now it looks like you're faced with a choice about like what you want to do with that, with all this experience that you have. And you may feel conflicted about what direction you want to go in. For some of you, this also has to do with your legacy that you're working on. I'm seeing you be like a very like hard worker, a very disciplined worker. I'm seeing a lot of root and sacral energy here. So there can be a focus on like your survival, your money, your creativity, and also your desire that's connected with this. But yeah, I'm seeing you be like a really hard worker. I'm seeing very diligent energy, but there may be a switch up with what it is that you're doing, because I'm seeing something that you've given a lot of time and energy to. It may be something that you're rethinking now at this point, like, what do I want to do next? Where are we going with things? Because I'm seeing you be thinking about your future and what you're doing now and how that's going to add up to what it is that you see later. There's a change coming with how you move through and experience your relationship to your desire system, but I'm seeing it be challenging. Because with the devil, it can be these things that, it's these things that call to us that if we're not in a place of reflection, we can convince ourselves that we need these things, and that's like really the illusion of it. But I'm seeing some things really weigh heavily on you. Like the devil can talk about like addictive patterns and behaviors of ours. It's the outsourcing energy again of like, I'm gonna find this thing outside of myself that's gonna do it for me, and it's like, it's never actually going to be that. But until we get into a space where we've learned that, we keep repeating that over and over and over again. Get the thing, we have it taken away. We get the thing, we have it taken away. And it's like that whole cycle, like constantly chasing this thing. But I'm seeing you be at a point where you're like, I'm really tuckered out from this chase here. I don't think that I want to do it anymore. And that's going to break you out into this new beginning. Because I'm seeing just something that you feel like no matter how much energy you put into this outsourcing, like you never get something that you can keep. It kind of feels like a lease. And you don't get to keep anything at the end. You don't even have the option to keep it at the end. So you're constantly like putting this like time and your like energetic money into this. For some of you, can really be pouring finances into this. Just depends on what it is. But like especially your energy that's going into it. And then you don't get to keep anything at the end. And I'm seeing you be at this point where you're like, but I want to keep something at the end now. So it looks like you're going to be that inner resource for you at this point, but it's creating a change is going to need to happen in order for this to actually change. And it all has to do with how you move forward and like your relationship with your desire system and what you do when you get those little feelings and messages coming in. Because what you had been doing before was this outsourcing to satiate that, and you're going to be doing something else. But this is going to be tricky. It's going to be really hard because it's like, well, I've been getting it from over there. And even though it never really adds up, it may be something that feels satisfying in a moment, in a pinch, momentarily. So it's like this immediate gratification versus immediate gratification with nothing that you get to keep at the end versus delayed gratification where you're going to be able to keep something at the end. And this is also going to stack upon the experience that you already have. So I'm seeing you already be ahead in that direction anyway. But I'm seeing too, you have like a very, like I'm seeing your desires be very strong. And so working through whatever this like addictive pattern is for you, we'll just generally call it, it's going to be very challenging, but I'm seeing you be motivated to sort of like break out into this new energy. Because it does just seem like you're tired at this point of doing that dance. So this is going to create like a new type of stability. There are things from the past that I'm seeing you working with that may be coming up for you in this new chapter. Like maybe things from the past that had you doing things in this way, like this outsourcing energy, that now this next chapter is going to be about continuing to face that and working on it, which I'm seeing for some of you, you've been doing like a lot of personal work. And this may be that like key piece of the personal work that allows you to move forward in a way that you feel is very, very progressive and much more oriented towards where you're trying to go. Like a higher alignment even, you would feel. But it takes working through this and changing the normalized pattern of behavior, the response into something else. So it's kind of like, it's like you've been going down this path again and again and again, and now you're trying to like turn off of it. And it's very difficult because like that path hasn't been forged yet. So you're like turning and trying to forge that. And so it's going to take a little bit to do that, but I'm seeing that be what the focus is. What I'm getting is that there's a very like deep interdimensional entanglement here connected with your past and how that's affecting you presently. But I'm getting you be at a point where you may be more ready to face certain things and work with them than you had been before, when you were like, I just want to get rid of this, or like I just want a band-aid right now, or I just want it to feel better like immediately, or I'm feeling this so I'm gonna act on it right now. And now I'm seeing like something else be happening here. This is gonna take further reflection. I feel like you may be at a point too where you're like, I feel like all I do is reflect, but I'm getting that you're gonna have a breakthrough. So with this particular matter, and it's going to liberate you in a way where when you look back, you're going to be like, wow, I was really caught up in that and I wasn't liberated. And I thought by doing this, it was liberating me, and it actually wasn't. It was digging me deeper into that hole further. But I'm seeing you coming out of that now. There is like a new venture that you want to go down. I'm hearing venture capital. There is a new venture that I'm seeing you be interested in exploring. I'm seeing you have like the whole skill set you would need to do this. But for some of you, you're not recognizing that. But I'm seeing your guides say like you could not be more prepared to go in this direction. Like I'm seeing them show your energy as being like a professional in whatever field this would be. It's a field of interest for yours to be exploring a path that you want to go down. But I'm seeing this like self-judgment and self-criticism, or a preoccupation with other people and how they're perceiving you, maybe something that delays you from walking this way, or being like, I'm not good enough, or maybe I don't have the skill set, or I'm not ready, or like all of that stuff, you know, things that would be limiting you. That's actually the thing that hinders you from manifesting this, because I'm actually seeing you be powerful enough, capable enough, able to manifest this, but it's like this little seed of doubt that you have of being able to like make a career out of this or make a real path out of this, which I'm seeing would be lucrative for you if you went in this direction. Like you could really do this if you would like to. I'm seeing it be an option for you, and it would also like liberate you from, it would free you from this other situation that you feel caught up in. But yeah, some of you, there's a very strong interest that you have in a particular path, and this is going to be like a core part of your future. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing is going to be happening here. Work right now on, if there's something immediately that comes to mind where it's like, if you knew that you couldn't fail and that it would meet all of your needs, spiritual needs, like mental needs, social needs, financial needs, if a direction met all of those, any direction you want to go in, what direction would that be? What would you be pursuing right now? Like, what is your prime interest and intrigue to follow down the path of that you're like, I could do this? And then that moment after that, when all those thoughts come flooding in of like why you can't do that, write them down or find a way to organize it and go through them one by one and see what belief systems and thoughts are holding you back from exploring this. Because I'm seeing that's like the only thing that is keeping you from manifesting this within your life. So if you could just like take this little Five of Swords out of there, this self-doubt that you have, this fear that you may be experiencing, this maybe that person can do it but I can't, you know, like those types of things, like figure it out and straighten it out. You're going to be able to move forward with this if you choose to, if you're willing to. Because I'm seeing you can really make something big happen here that you would feel like, it would feel like something so natural for you to be doing that it's like, why wasn't I doing this the whole time? Like once you move forward with this, it's like one of those things. And I'm also getting to that, like once you start manifesting this as well and seeing that things are falling into place, it's going to like make so much sense to you that you'll be like, it couldn't have made sense for me to do anything else. But yeah, you may feel like there have been some delays in you getting here, but now you have arrived and you're going to push forward with this. Just getting out of this little rut now. There is a catalyst of change here, and I'm seeing like your past be the key to this for you to continue working and moving forward. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.